Hey everyone, today I want to talk a little bit about something I hear from a lot of customers or new customers especially is, when it comes to Microsoft licensing, I talk to three different people and get three different answers, even if I'm talking to somebody at Microsoft. It's really common and it has led a lot of organizations to, trust who they feel is the best source and sometimes maybe just trust who gives them the answer they want to hear. And it's led to a lot of compliance issues when it comes to Microsoft, unbudgeted costs that come up. And so I want to tell you a little bit about what I use when I'm helping my customers with Microsoft licensing. There's a couple of resources specifically that I go to and like to reference often. The first one is product terms. So Microsoft has something called product terms. It is actually a combination of two former documents that they would put out on a regular basis, which was product licensing and product use rights. So this product terms will tell you what additions are available under what program. It'll include some things like what is in the enterprise CAL or edition versus the standard. It'll tell you if there's any prerequisites. It'll tell you what's included in software assurance benefits as opposed to not being included in there. So it's a great document. It's a great resource, and it's something you definitely need to use, or whoever you're working with really needs to be using it if they're giving you any advice. The second thing that I use is Microsoft puts out these really valuable volume licensing briefs. And these get a little bit more specific to a product or type of licensing. So some examples are going to be things like downgrade rights, roaming, I believe roaming use rights is one of them, re-imaging rights. There's going to be different scenarios like for remote desktop services or for multiplexing, which is going to cover things like scenarios for SQL licensing, project, and others. So there's a ton of these out there. I'll link up to the product terms and the volume licensing briefs, but those are really two sets of resources that I go to all the time and that I like to reference when a customer asks me a question and they need an answer. I want to give them the answer that's coming directly from Microsoft's terms, from their documentation, because although I might believe that it should be done a certain way, that doesn't mean that that's the way Microsoft does it. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions or if you've run into any issues because of not using this before, or if you use them and you think they're great, or you don't, love to hear about it in the comments. So thanks so much for watching.